as we just saw, travel insurance can make or break your trip, but we also just saw that not all policies are created equal, and there's a whole lot of fine print involved in all of this. Joining us live is Daniel Green, co-founder of Fay Travel Insurance, to help us understand what to look out for. Good morning. Thank you for being with us.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
So walk us through some of this. First of all, what exactly are we paying for when we buy travel insurance?
Certainly. So normally when you buy travel insurance, you're looking to protect three different aspects of your trip. The first is your health. And as we heard a minute ago, the fine print can matter a lot. The second is your stuff, your belongings, your baggage. And the third is your investment in the trip. So if you're unable to go on the trip in the first place, you're able to get the non-refundable deposits back. And if you have to end the trip early for covered reasons, you can get some assistance or hopefully the entire cost of getting home covered.
Now, are those three different pots covered by the same umbrella, or do we need to purchase separate insurance plans for each of those three things?
So the majority of travel insurance plans, when purchased together through a travel insurance provider or a travel agent, for example, usually all three of those are covered.
Okay.
And it states pretty clearly if any of those are optional extra.
Okay, and it's great for us to know to look for that and see if that is all included. Tell us what the difference is between travel insurance through a cruise line or an airline like we saw in this case versus an independent provider like yours.
So I think the biggest difference when buying through a transportation provider as opposed to an independent agency or provider is they only know about the one part of your trip that they've sold you. So an airline has sold you the flights and that may have cost, let's say $2,000, but you're spending another $5,000 on hotels and they don't necessarily know to cover that. Same with cruises. They don't always know about the cost of getting to the cruise, all the shore excursions, things that you plan on doing before and after the cruise itself. So buying independently lets you customize and think about all the aspects of your trip you want to cover.
Okay, now talking about the specific type of trip, does coverage differ for things like adventure travel versus a destination wedding or a group tour?
So it can vary, and it can vary considerably depending on the product you buy. So there are packages that are specifically designed for adventure sports. There are packages specifically designed for destination weddings, although there are plenty of packages designed to cover everything.
Okay.
I think adventure sports is probably the more interesting one. If you plan on doing something particularly adventurous, it's worth checking in advance as to whether that's covered in the base package or whether you need to buy an upgrade.
Yeah, you definitely want the medical coverage in case you are going to need it. What kinds of things usually are not covered that people assume are?
I think the most common thing that people get caught up by is things that are technically but not entirely your fault, such as renewing your passport at the last minute and then it just doesn't arrive in time, not getting a visa. We certainly get a lot of phone calls from people who slept in past an alarm, missed a flight, and get taken care of the next one. So there's certainly an attempt to always look after people and make things right as much as possible, but renew your passport early. That's all I can say.
Yeah, nobody's going to insure that, right? What's the best time to buy coverage? What happens if you wait until right before the trip? Is this something we should do further out?
Sure. So the recommendation is to buy the insurance as close to the trip as possible. And the main reason is insurance generally covers things that went wrong that you didn't know were going to happen. So when you think about things like trip cancellation that will allow you to walk away from your trip and get most, if not all of your money back, if you pay your non-refundable deposit and then you buy insurance, anything that goes wrong after that point is unforeseen. If you wait 3 or 4 months and then your health changes or your work situation changes, now there might be a reason to claim that you already knew about.
That makes sense. All right. Really appreciate you walking us through all of this. Daniel Green with Fay Travel Insurance. Certainly appreciate you taking the time to help us out with this.